It started with a rumor from a neighbor. Karen had apparently decided that my RV, parked at the edge of my property, would make a perfect community resource for her personal use. I barely had time to react before I saw her SUV approach with her usual entourage, clipboard in hand and a look of smug determination on her face. Karen's plan was audacious, even by her standards. She intended to take the RV while I was away, claiming it was somehow part of an HOA oversight or shared property. Her logic made no sense, of course, but she counted on intimidation and confusion to pull it off. I had been running errands in town, unaware of her immediate approach, when my phone buzzed with a series of messages from neighbors alerting me to her presence. My stomach sank, but I didn't panic. I knew she couldn't touch the RV if I returned with the right preparation. As I drove down the dirt road leading to my property, Karen was already on site, gesturing at the RV as if to claim it by sheer will. She had even called the police in advance, fabricating a story that I had abandoned the RV illegally and that she had the authority to seize it for community enforcement. I pulled up calmly, my truck kicking up dust. Karen turned, her expression briefly triumphant, until she realized I was present. "Step aside," she shouted. "You have no right to keep this RV. The HOA has no jurisdiction here." I interrupted, stepping from my truck with my hands raised slightly to show I meant no harm. "This RV is entirely on my property, fully registered, and under my control. You are trespassing." Her smirk faltered, but she quickly tried to regain control. "I've called the police. I held up my phone, showing the live call in progress to my lawyer and the local sheriff, who had been briefed on Karen's repeated harassment. Within minutes, deputies arrived on the scene, assessing the situation. Karen attempted to argue, waving her clipboard and shouting about shared community assets. But the deputies remained calm. They reviewed my property deeds, the RV registration, and even the timestamp security footage showing her unauthorized presence. Every claim she made crumbled under the weight of documentation and law. Sensing that the confrontation was failing, Karen tried to escalate. She yelled for her entourage to move the RV, to take action before law enforcement intervened. But my dogs, trained and alert, positioned themselves strategically, growling and barking in unison. Her assistants froze, realizing they were caught in an illegal act. At that moment, I called the state attorney, who had been monitoring Karen's escalating harassment for months. Within minutes, a deputy arrived to witness the incident firsthand. Karen's face went pale. She had expected another bluff, not the full legal reinforcement arriving on site. The deputy addressed her directly. "You are trespassing. Any attempt to move this RV without the owner's permission is illegal. Step back now." Karen's face turned red with frustration. She sputtered, waved her hands wildly, and finally backed away, dragging her entourage with her. The deputies remained, ensuring that the RV was secure and documenting the entire interaction for potential legal action. By the end of the day, Karen had failed spectacularly. The RV remained untouched, the property secure, and her attempts to manipulate the law exposed as reckless and baseless. Neighbors who had watched the encounter whispered among themselves, witnessing firsthand that her claims were fraudulent and her tactics ineffective. Later, reviewing the security footage and legal documentation, I realized how close she had come to creating chaos. But preparation, calm authority, and evidence had turned the tables completely. Karen had tried to steal my RV, involve law enforcement under false pretenses, and intimidate everyone on my property. But law, planning, and patience had thwarted her every move. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden light over my property, I sat on the porch of the cabin, the RV parked safely nearby. My dogs rested at my feet, and the air was quiet, filled only with the gentle rustle of leaves. Karen's schemes had failed once again, leaving her exposed, powerless, and increasingly isolated within the HOA. In that moment, I knew it wasn't just about protecting property. It was about demonstrating that preparedness, legality, and calm resolve always triumph over arrogance, deceit, and intimidation. Karen's audacity had collided with reality, and reality had won.